Okay, by now you've probably heard that Alberta is now going to have a referendum in the future. It's pretty confusing. We'll still take a look at that clip from Premier Danielle Smith, then cover a bit of other stuff afterwards. Lots of clown world actually lately. Let's take a look.
This premier will not have a legal mistake by a single judge silence the voices of hundreds of thousands of Albertans. That's not the Alberta way. Alberta's future will be decided by Albertans, not the courts. Our government will therefore be appealing the decision to Alberta's Court of Appeal and, if necessary, the Supreme Court of Canada. But this process will take many months and possibly years before being addressed by those higher courts. In the meantime, under our legal system, this troubling court decision is binding law in Alberta until it is successfully appealed. This means that it is unlikely the courts will permit Elections Alberta to hold a binding provincial referendum on separation until this incorrect ruling is overturned or clarified. But there is another way to hear from Albertans while we wait for our legal appeal to be heard. That is why I'm announcing today that I will be requesting our government add an additional question to the October 19th referendum vote announced previously. The additional question will be, should Alberta remain a province of Canada? Or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada? Because this proposed
Okay, so the side that wants to separate has to win twice now, I guess. They got to win this, and they got to win again in the future. Ridiculous. Anyway, we'll continue with Smith here.
Should separate from Canada. Because this proposed referendum question does not directly trigger separation, but if successful, would ask Alberta's government to commence the legal process necessary to hold a binding referendum on the matter, the recent court ruling would not be applicable, and the referendum question I outlined could proceed. This question will also ensure the 700,000 signatories to both the Forever Canada petition and the Stay Free Alberta petition are respected, and the will of Albertans is heard. Kicking the can down the road only prolongs a very emotional and important debate, and muzzling the voices of hundreds of thousands of Albertans wanting to be heard is unjustifiable in a free and democratic society. It's time to have a vote, understand the will of Albertans on this subject, and move on.
Okay,
as Premier to ensure the
textbook kicking the can down the road. Okay, I actually have a lot of thoughts about that whole referendum to potentially have another referendum. I'm going to save them though for now. Probably I'll do a video on that in the future. Now I'm going to just take a look at some of Canada's major figures talking about Alberta independence. Here is Premier Wab Kinew of Manitoba. I will not be polite to him in this clip because this is absolute insanity from Kinew.
It's tough for us in Manitoba to even comprehend what's going on with the Alberta separatism question. And so my response is just, I don't know, if anyone was going to complain about Canada. But I love this country.
Oh, really? You fucking idiot. You're the premier of a province. He's obviously implying there, I'm Indigenous. Dude, you're the leader of a province. Are you oppressed? You're obviously not.
I don't know, if anyone was going to complain about Canada. But I love this country. Best country in the world. So whatever is going on through the separatist mindset, I'm sure we can work through it. We can move a few barrels. We can respect the environment. And we can continue building up the true north strong and free.
6 months ago, Wab Kinew was kind of cool. At least that was his image, I think, in Canada. Even though he's a radical left person, he's been saying some real ridiculous stuff in public lately. I'm also going to play one more clip of him just to basically show what a clown this person is. Okay, this apparently is May 19th, probably because there's a timestamp up here in the corner. This is Manitobans heckling, I guess, the leader of the official opposition like a child. Take a look at this clip. This is unbelievable.
Now, the Premier did say that he... Again, it's, I asked the Premier numerous times to please be respectful while I ask questions from Manitobans. Order. This It's unbecoming of the premier. It is unfortunate. I've had
For sure. So that's obviously Wab Kinew off camera. You can hear the subtitles.
Be respectful. I'm asking questions.
Ask a question, I'll answer.
And this is the behavior we're getting from him. It's unfortunate. So the premier knows he can do it and pass it. So the simple question is, will the premier stop laughing?
No. Nobody else?
No. I'm asking about the budget bill. And the answer is no.
If that was a conservative premier, that would be all over CBC, Global, CTV, City News. You know I'm right. Even if you're watching this and you're a left-wing person, you know I'm correct. If that was Scott Moe or Danielle Smith, the entire news network or whatever in Canada would be talking about that non-stop for a month, 2 months. They'd probably want the person to resign. I'm not joking. Is Kinew drunk and or high in that clip? What the hell was that? We'll take a look at fake conservative Premier Doug Ford.
What do you think about Premier Danielle Smith moving ahead with a question on separatism in this fall's referendum?
Well, I'll go fast.
I'd never do it. Premier Smith knows how I feel. She wants to, I guess, protect her 30% base. It's not going to win, as far as I'm concerned. It'd be a disaster for Alberta to split away from our country. We have the greatest nation from coast to coast to coast. I'm proud to be Canadian. Everyone in here is proud to be Canadian. And I would never do that. But then again, I'm not...
They never provide a reason. There's never a reason. Why should Alberta stay?
Premier of Alberta. That's up to Premier Smith to decide. But I would never, ever put that poll to Ontarians.
What do you think?
Probably because you're an ineffective, brutal leader. Okay, here's another fake conservative, Pierre Poilievre. I know sometimes people don't like when I say that, but it's true. Poilievre is completely ineffective as leader, and we've got to quit pretending that he's not. What is the purpose of Canada? Watch Pierre here. He campaigns more against Alberta independence more than he campaigns against crime, against radical gender stuff, against LGBT infiltration all over the place.
As an Alberta MP, what action will you try to take to keep Alberta within Canada in the face of a referendum?
So I'm a strong Canadian federalist, a proud Albertan, and a proud Canadian. I want a strong Alberta within a united Canada. And all conservatives will be campaigning for Canadian unity in Alberta.
How about you campaign for conservative values across Canada? He won't touch any issue except for carbon tax, it seems like. This guy, come on. But with that said, I'll finish my video here. I mean, I could probably do a part 2. I could probably even do a part 3 because there's been so much reaction to Danielle Smith's recent announcement there. But anyway, like and subscribe, please. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.